The moment Deborah Finch lunged for my car keys, the responding officer's hand dropped straight to his radio. 3 weeks earlier, none of this madness would have seemed possible in our quiet Ashford Pines community. My name is Colton Reyes, and I just moved into the neighborhood chasing a fresh start after my divorce. The HOA welcome packet looked harmless enough. Friendly photos, a smiling board, promises of community pride. Deborah Finch, HOA president, greeted me on move-in day with a clipboard and a tape measure. "Your grass is a 1/4 inch over regulation," she said, not even glancing up to say hello first. I laughed, thinking she was joking, until the first violation letter arrived taped to my door. Then came a fine for parking my BMW at an unapproved angle in my own driveway, of all things. My neighbor Priya warned me quietly. She's been HOA president 11 years. Nobody's ever beaten her. Priya's tone wasn't dramatic. It was tired, like someone who'd already fought this war and lost. I decided to play nice, repainting my mailbox the approved shade of navy within 48 hours. Deborah wasn't satisfied. She claimed the shade was off by a hue and fined me again. That's when I started keeping receipts, photos, and timestamps of every single interaction between us. A month in, she cited me for a garden gnome she called an unauthorized decorative structure. I removed the gnome. She fined me anyway, insisting the citation had already been processed. Twist 1 arrived quietly. I noticed her fines always spiked right before HOA board elections. Turns out, late fees padded a special reserve fund that only she had signature authority over. I filed a public records request for HOA financials expecting stonewalling. Instead, I got sloppy paperwork. Buried in spreadsheet tabs was a line item. Landscaping Consulting D. Finch, LLC, paid to herself. My stomach dropped. This wasn't rule obsession. This was a woman quietly draining the community treasury. I kept my discovery silent, smiling at HOA meetings while secretly building a folder titled Evidence. Then Deborah escalated. She sent a lien notice threatening to foreclose on my home over $340 in fines. I stood in my kitchen holding that letter, hands shaking, imagining losing the one thing I owned outright. Twist 2 hit when I discovered she'd sent identical lien threats to 3 elderly residents that same week. One of them, Mr. Alvarez, was days from a hip surgery and couldn't even walk his own trash out. Deborah didn't care. To her, compliance wasn't about community, it was about control, plain and simple. I reached out to a real estate attorney named Farah Denton, who read my folder and went quiet. "This isn't just harassment," Farah said. "This looks like embezzlement wrapped in a homeowners association." We requested a formal audit through the county, citing Texas HOA transparency statutes as our legal foundation. Deborah, sensing pressure, tried something bizarre. She showed up uninvited to inspect my garage personally. I filmed the entire encounter on my phone, calm as ice, letting her dig her own grave on camera. "You don't own this community," I told her. "You just act like landlord of a kingdom that isn't yours." She scoffed, called me difficult, and threatened to have my car towed for unauthorized curb parking. Funny enough, my BMW was parked exactly where it had been for 6 months. Nothing had changed. 2 days later, a tow truck actually showed up, called in by Deborah herself. No violation on file. I'd already called the non-emergency police line, sensing exactly this kind of escalation was coming. An officer arrived just as Deborah marched toward me, hand outstretched, demanding I surrender the keys now. That's the moment she grabbed for my keys, right in front of a uniformed Austin PD officer. "Ma'am, step back," the officer said sharply. "You don't have legal authority to seize private property." Twist 3 landed hard. The officer recognized Deborah's name from an open financial fraud complaint filed that morning. Turns out, my county audit request had triggered a district attorney referral faster than anyone expected. Deborah was cited on the spot for attempted theft and unlawful towing, right there on my driveway. Within 2 weeks, she was voted out, sued by 11 residents, and indicted on embezzlement charges. Mr. Alvarez recovered from surgery just in time to watch her mugshot circulate through our neighborhood group chat. I sipped coffee on my porch that morning, keys safely in my pocket, Finally, blessedly free.